We're back with more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
All right, welcome back to Seattle Real Estate Radio on KKOL 1300. Just a quick reminder, we are here live every single Monday from 3 to 4. And recently, we've been promoted, I guess, to Saturdays from 6 to 7.
People like us.
Hey.
They really like us.
It's just because it's the market, man. The market's on fire, so they're like, we're going to double down on Nossum and Keller.
Yeah, on Seattle Real Estate Radio. Bump it out twice a week now.
That's it.
Yeah.
We have an awesome guest today.
We do. We have a very special guest today. So we have Matt Ehrlichman, Chief Executive Officer and Chairman for Porch.com. And prior to founding Porch, Matt was the Chief Strategy Officer at Active Network. And he was responsible for 85% of the company's P&L, which is kind of a big deal because he joined them in 2007 and helped it grow its revenue from $65 million in 2006, only up a tiny bit to $420 million, and an IPO in 2011. So
wow.
Kind of cool. Kind of a big deal.
Some pretty good times too.
Yeah.
2006 to 2011.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was not a great time in the economy, and the fact that you were able to do that. So good job, Matt. Before joining Active Network, Matt was co-founder and chief executive officer at Thriva, which was acquired by Active Network in March 2007 for $60 million. Matt built Thriva out of his dorm room at Stanford University, where he received his Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurial Engineering and Master's of Science in Management Science and Engineering. In 2014, this is my favorite part, Matt was named USA Today's inaugural Entrepreneur of the Year. Pretty freaking cool. So that is our guest today. Yeah. So anybody that's listening, I think your ears should be perked up quite a bit because he's kind of a big deal.
Kind of.
Yeah. So Matt, thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
Hope that info or that intro boosted your confidence level up just a little bit.
You guys know way too much about me. I'm not sure where you sourced all that stuff, but I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
We have some inside info here, so
clearly you do. Yes, it's been a fun run, and I'm happy to be joining you guys. Congrats on bumping out to the 2 days a week.
That's it. It's helped a little.
Yeah, exactly. So Porch.com. Why don't you just give the first segment that we like to do here is more of a 101, kind of lay the base knowledge down of what Porch.com is. We do this for every guest. So tell us kind of what is Porch on a very basic level.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Porch is 2.5 years in since we launched the company to help homeowners everywhere find the best professional for their homes. Cool. So we're really focused on the home and exclusively the home. And whenever homeowners are out there doing projects, whether that's little things they need to do, like their sink is broken, or they're doing a new addition, or they need their roof repaired, or whatever that might be around their home, we want that process to be as easy as possible. We want them to be able to find the very best professional, to be able to make sure they get their project done, that they're delighted, because that whole world has been so painful, in the past, and that really is what Porch is all about.
Yeah, I think Dan and I can both relate to the painfulness of that process.
Yeah. We rebuilt in 2014. And we've dealt with a few contractors, put it that way. I don't want to take up any more time.
You did not know about Porch at that point.
I wish I would have known about Porch.
Because it was around.
Yeah.
Should have been using it.
Yeah, should have.
Would have made it easier.
I am now.
I felt the pain personally. I mean, this whole thing was actually born out of my wife and I starting the process of building a home, for our family a few years back. And it's almost comical this day and age, just with everything technology's done for us, how easy it makes our lives, that when you're dealing with the home, the biggest investment any of us will make, right? The largest asset in our lives, the place we spend all of our time with our family, that it's still just such a pain. That there's so much stress and hassle and fear, so much anxiety. People have no idea what they should be doing, or that it's been 6 months since I last changed my air filter, and who remembers to bleed their hot water heater once a year, right? It's like people just have no idea, and when they do finally realize, hey, there's a problem, knowing who you can actually come over to your home that you can trust, it will be different. That's part of the journey that we're on, but there's no way people can look out and see what the future is going to be like in 3 to 5 years and not see very clearly that the way that we live in and we maintain and we take care of our homes is going to fundamentally change. And that's part of the the excitement. That's part of the fun for us personally, just to be on that journey.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to be able to go on there and figure out, hey, who is the right pro, someone that I can trust. And I know that this is kind of I was going to bring this up next segment. Sorry, I'm stealing your question, Dan.
Go ahead.
But I know that you guys are partnered with like the Better Business Bureau.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So how does that integration work?
Yeah, part of what we did early on before we even launched the company is we really it wanted to be about data. We wanted to collect mass amounts of information about homes and about professionals and about the work that they've done. And so we spent a lot of time doing different partnerships. So with the BBB, for example, where we'd pull in grades from all the professionals. We went and got all of this project detail from professionals. We have 130 million plus projects telling us, which neighborhoods do these professionals work in?
Wow.
Who specialize in $1 million homes versus $300,000 homes, or who focuses on very specific type of kitchen remodels versus very broad additions. And as we start to collect all of this data, it equips us to be able to build some really pretty cool stuff for consumers.
Yeah.
But yeah, BBB is awesome. It's a great partnership that we have because it's just one more source where we know, for the last couple decades, who's gotten good reviews and bad reviews and who's been flagged, and we can surface all that information to consumers.
And it's a source that people trust, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, that's huge in our business. I mean, obviously, I'm a real estate agent. Dan's a mortgage broker or mortgage lender. What do you call yourself, Dan?
Banker.
Banker.
Yeah, they got rid of the brokers. Those guys are in jail.
Banker. That sounds like a dirty word, though.
Yeah.
Banker.
Mortgage banker. I call my mortgage advisors.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Much like what what you were just saying, the fundamentals of owning a home. It's the largest financial investment that somebody's going to make. We're going to spend most of our time there. Your mortgage is important. Real estate, how you buy it and sell it is important. How you maintain it is important. So I agree 100% with your approach. So it's huge.
So tell me how you came up with the idea for Porch. Was it basically when you guys were building your house? Is that?
Yeah, that's the story I tell. There is a little more to it, which is coming out of the last company, Active, that you mentioned, and we gone through our IPO, and I knew that it was going to transition out of that company. And I was in this period of life where I was trying to figure out what I was going to do actually with the rest of my life. And my wife and I were thinking about just going and taking time off. And we were actually planning on taking a year off. And it ended up being 2 weeks off, and so
you're so good at taking vacation.
I know. I owe her a trip certainly at the end of this whole thing. But we, at the end of the day, what I decided is I wanted to go and build one more company, and to try to build a great company that really does solve a real problem out there in the world.
And this is a big problem.
And this is a real problem.
Yeah.
Yep. And so that was the very first thought, which is to try to go do something that really would make a difference for normal people in their lives. And that would fix something. Yeah. And looked at a number of different markets and started to look at the home. And again, for me personally, it's just such a cool space and such a from an entrepreneur's perspective, such a fascinating problem to fix because it will change. People have tried it and failed to fix the problem.
Exactly.
And so we started that process of looking at that market, and then all of a sudden, my wife and I did start the process of dealing with that pain personally.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
We probably took 4 months interviewing professionals, figuring out who to hire, trying to research them, and it just should be easier.
It should be so much easier.
Yeah, and so that really tipped it over to being very personal. For me,
which helps in any entrepreneurial situation. It helps so much because you're feeling the pain personally. You know how to deal with it.
That's exactly right.
That's how we kind of operate our business models as well, helping people buy and sell a house or getting a mortgage. It's all about education so that we felt the process. Obviously, we've bought and sold numerous homes. We know what the pain points are, and that's how we set it up.
Well,
so it's
education and transparency and what you went through, much like ours. You're interviewing these contractors, and you're just like, dude, just tell me how you're going to arrive at the quote. Don't give me these 4 or 5 different runarounds and this option. Tell us how you're going to arrive there, and just being transparent in that fact. And
it's so hard
to find.
Yeah.
It really is. And as we've dug into the market, there are so many different types of problems you face. Like so often consumers will call a professional or will try to get in touch with a professional and they'll never hear back. Right. So even just starting the process of talking with the professional, the initial connection, right, with people that are good and that will do the work in my area for these types of jobs, that's even challenging in this space because these professionals, the good ones, are out there in homes doing work. They're under a sink. They're doing whatever it is. They're busy. And so part of this whole thing for us has been, okay, hey, let's create this connection. Let's make sure that they get responses from the right professionals. Then it's okay to make sure they get their quote, right? Make sure they get the time figured out. And as you just keep chunking off these little bits of this problem, it's been fun over these last couple of years because we are now helping just a tremendous number of people, every single day, every single week, get stuff done around their home. And that's it's a pretty cool deal.
So I know that I was in Lowe's a couple weeks ago. I had to pick up some light bulbs and a dryer vent cleaner thing because our dryer was all, anyway. The lint cleaner. That's
Yes, I do. I know all about it.
And I saw porch signs all over the place around Lowe's. So tell me about your partnership with them.
We've had a number of different partnerships. The most known and really the best partnership that we put together is with Lowe's.
Yeah.
So very early on in our company's history, pretty much right when we launched the company, we created a relationship with Lowe's where they not only invested and led our Series A financing, but we have a relationship with them. And so really much of that first year of the company was about rolling out across all of the 1,700 Lowe's stores.
That's crazy.
Signage,
Yeah.
but and one really great aspect of this partnership is putting Porch in the hands of all of their 250,000 associates who are out there.
Yep.
Consumers come into these stores every single day and they're buying paint and they ask for a painter. And working together with Lowe's, we want to be able to just delight these customers.
Exactly.
Make it more than just, hey, I can buy product, or more than just, hey, Porch can get you your service. But hey, together we can get your whole project done.
Yep.
Right. Whether you're doing it yourself, or whether you need help. And that has been it's been a just fantastic partnership all along for Porch.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's so cool that you can basically walk into a Lowe's and go, well, we're thinking about doing this, or we're going to redo our back patio or a new deck or something. And they can actually help you not only with the supplies, but with the pro to help you get it done. Thanks to Porch. That's a pretty cool partnership.
It is. And on top of it just being fantastic for our business and solving a real problem in the Lowe's stores with these consumers, one thing that has just been fantastic for me is there's been so much learnings that have come from Lowe's about this whole space.
Yeah.
Lowe's, I'll tell you, consumers out there, you probably don't know this about a company like Lowe's. They are so focused on their customer. Like they really, culturally as a company, care deeply about their customer, and so for us, we've been able to absorb that and really build that into our culture as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, we got to take a break. I'm sorry, but we're gonna come back with another segment with Matt from Porch.com from Porch, and we got a ton more questions. Pick his brain. So stay tuned for more Seattle Real Estate Radio after the break.
Stay tuned. There's more Seattle Real Estate Radio coming up here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL. We're back with more Seattle Real Estate Radio with your hosts, Christian Nossum and Dan Keller.
Hello, and welcome back to Seattle Real Estate Radio here on KKOL 1300 AM. We are here today with Matt Ehrlichman, Chief Executive Officer and Chairman for Porch. He is talking to us today about how Porch makes it easy to find and connect with quality professionals, home professionals. So, Dan, take it away. I know you got a list of great questions.
I heard you guys probably heard me typing while you guys were going back and forth in the last segment. And what I was doing is I went to Porch.com. And Jenny and I are in the process of doing some landscaping stuff. So just typed in landscaping, boom, it took a super simple process. Took you to another field to get a little bit more information. Is it fertilizing? Is it lawn? Is it blank? I clicked on landscaping, or excuse me, weeding, because we're trying to get rid of some moss. Asked for dimensions, asked for a little bit more info, hit continue. And I kid you not, within 30 seconds in my inbox, I've been connected to Rain and Shine Landscaping to talk in further detail. So pretty phenomenal. And
Thanks.
pretty easy, simple too.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's gotten a lot easier, and it will continue to get easier. I mean, we're making a lot of progress. What's going to be cool is walk away from this segment over this next 30 minutes, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll get a couple more people that'll probably text you, on your phone and be able to get connected. You'll be able to compare some different quotes as you start talking to these people. Is it the right person, go and look at their profile to see, who's licensed, who's worked in your neighborhood, who's worked on homes that are just like yours.
Yeah.
And, and you'll be able to make a really informed decision.
So like the next step for a consumer is, okay, so I'm just using this company. I hope not that big of a deal to mention their name. I'm giving them a free plug.
Exactly. I'm sure they won't argue. Yeah.
Rain and Shine Landscaping in Lake Stevens. So the next step would obviously, I'm going to, as a consumer would, maybe go to Yelp, maybe go online and look at their reviews. You guys have any information on Porch that talks more about your vendors or your affiliates, or how would you refer to them?
Yeah, our professionals.
Professionals.
Yeah,
okay.
I would say you won't. I mean, that's what Porch is. You don't need to go.
Yeah, you don't need
anywhere
to
else.
15 other websites.
That's exactly right. That would be historically what you'd have to do, right?
Yeah.
You'd probably go on Google. You're trying to figure out who of all the list of results are the right people to talk to. You'll start wading through. You might go and click on their websites or click on different review sites. What we've done is we've pulled all of these different experiences around the home together. So you can go through. We'll identify which professionals do these specific types of jobs, like just that you said. In your area, in your neighborhood, right?
Yep.
Be able to pull those people together. They'll basically raise their hand and say, yep, this is the type of job I can take on right now based on my availability.
Cool.
So they'll be getting back in touch with you to make sure that's the right fit, the right match. Cool. But then you can click into them and you can see, what the reviews are, right? And what what your neighbors have said in the past. You can see, again, all of this information, what the BBB score, what we talked about in the last segment, right?
Okay.
So you get all of the information.
It's already
about that professional.
compiling all of that info into one spot on Porch so that you don't have to spend an hour looking at everything else.
So when I click on it, now I'm back into my email. Now when I click on it, there you go. I'm seeing their stars. I'm seeing about, got it. There you go.
And it looks like this guy's, an A+, BBB score. You can see all the services that he offers. So, boy, if it's not just moss, but you're also thinking about some other hardscaping, okay, this guy can actually take care of that.
Yeah.
Looks like they're licensed, as of just recently actually was verified. And so you can see, great, this is a legitimate guy that I'm here. And as you scroll down, you can not only read the reviews, but you can start to see, okay, here's where they do work.
Okay.
Here's the areas they do work in and the types of homes they work on. So,
nice.
in the matter of, this very brief period of time, we get for you the right people for your project.
Well, I know your listeners, you're listening in. You're not here in studio, but if you could see my computer screen right now, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and pretty informative. So this is great. So one of my questions was and which you pretty much just answered, but how does Porch maybe differ from Yelp and Angie's List? Basically, it's right there. You go out and you pre-screen, you find the right vendors or the professionals, and then you provide the data right there.
Yeah, there's a number of things. I mean, so one, you'd start with the data, right? So at the end of the day, we just have more unique information about these professionals than anybody else to help homeowners make a good decision. Two, versus some out there, it's free. Will always be free for consumers. Yeah. So this is a big thing.
That's a big thing.
Yep. Three, which it should be, and the future will be. It should be free for consumers to get all the information you need to help you get your project done. Yep. Three is really about that connection and that response. Yeah. So we have tools that consumers use. So once you start your project, we are really good at being able to connect homeowners and pros, right, and give you the tools to be able to communicate with as many as you'd like to. And four, a really, really cool thing that we launched actually just last year, halfway through last year, which has been a huge thing for our company, is a guarantee. So in terms of quality professionals, because of all of the data that we have, we've actually been able to launch this guarantee program. So for professionals all across the country for all these types of work, we know who these professionals are that have been just exceptional, and we actually stand behind them. And so we put the guarantee badge on their website, and we tell consumers that, hey, if you use this professional, you don't have to pay through Porch or anything like that. You just call them through Porch, right? Just contact them through Porch. If you choose to use them, we will stand behind those professionals to make sure that is going to be a project that you're satisfied with. And that has been great for these professionals because the best professionals are getting more work through us. And consumers know it's all about trust and confidence. They know they can come through Porch. They can get find a professional. They can get their project done, and they know that's going to work out. Or else we have the consumers back. And that's been a really cool thing for the company.
So what happens if they don't? If I'm not happy with the person that had the guarantee, what does that mean for me? Why does that matter?
Yep. So a couple of things. One, because we drive so much business to these guaranteed professionals, they care deeply about maintaining their guarantee status. They actually are going to be doing their best possible work for Porch customers because it feeds their family and their team's families, right? So one, it aligns the incentives really well. When a professional becomes guaranteed, on top of making sure they've got great reviews and ratings and background check and all these things we go through to vet them, they also have to sign a Porch pledge. And part of that says, hey, if the customer's not fully satisfied, you're going to go back on your own dime and you're going to make it right.
That's awesome.
So before even having to pay the consumer or bring a different professional, these pros, when there is something consumer's not satisfied, they're going back themselves and they're making it right. And if for whatever reason, in the very, very, very small percentage case time where the consumer's not even happy when the pro comes back and tries to make it right, we do stand behind it, right? And so then we'll say, hey, great, call us if you want to, and we will help you make sure that you are satisfied. We might bring a different pro out to your home, and we'll take care of that, but we'll stand behind it to make sure the consumer's happy.
It's almost to the standard of somebody working for a general contractor. You don't want to hurt that relationship that you have as a plumber if you are for that general, because that general is pumping you a lot of new projects.
And in a different metaphor, it's more like, I have someone. How about I have a bodyguard, and if you screw with me, these guys are going to take care of you, and that's kind of what Porch is. And the bodyguard's watching. You better do your best work, because he's kind of a big dude. Yeah, and you don't want to mess with him.
I love that analogy. Yeah, we haven't actually used that before, but I think it's a really good one. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what we see and what the data is very clear is that consumers and very large numbers of consumers are coming through Porch and are just being in a space where they're typically not happy. That they're ending happy. Right? Because again, we know who these great professionals are, and they're doing their absolute best work, for these consumers.
So, I mean, one of our questions was walk us through the customer experience. I don't think we need to, because I think I just did. What I want to explain,
pretty much just did it.
Yeah. So if you're in the office right now, which you should be working, but you're not, and you want to go to porch.com.
Or you're on your phone, because they lock you out on your computer. Download the Porch app, which is awesome, by the way.
What you're going to find out, though, is there's not a whole – I love how simple the site is. There's not a lot of options. You type in what specifically you're looking to do, and it just takes you and walks you through a very smooth process. So one question I have for you, and our listeners are going to want to know this. Okay, this is great, good info, awesome systems. Okay, what's the catch? Does Porch cost money? Is there a membership?
No, so I mean that's part of our mission, not only today but in the future forever. Is that Porch not only is free, but will always be free. And so again, what we think the world should be is that consumers are able to take care of their homes without friction, right, at all. Right, and it should be fast, and it should be simple, and you should know you're going to get the great professional, and when you work with that professional that it should be an exceptional outcome. Right?
Well, speaking of professionals, so if we have a professional listening, which I know a lot of professionals we've had on the show are going to listen to this, hey, how can Porch help a roofer, a landscaper that's listening in?
Yeah, I appreciate that question because there's a number of ways. I mean, one, at the end of the day, if professionals want to grow or want more work, Porch at this point should absolutely be one of if not the core partner for them. Not with Lowe's, with the other partnerships that we have, and just the rate that Porch has grown over these last couple of years. We just have so much demand. In fact, we have so many consumers that are using Porch to try to get their projects done. It's hard for us to find enough of the great professionals that we can guarantee. And so if professionals are totally maxed out and they don't need more work, maybe come and have a free profile on Porch, right? Can't hurt you. You build your brand. But if people are wanting more work, we have different programs and packages, including that way to get guaranteed, that can really make a huge impact on their business. And so I would include professionals go to porch.com directly and be able to see if there's availability in their specific area for their type of professional. And if there is, then there might be a great partnership.
Yeah, it's right at the top of porch.com, right at the top of the main page. You really have two options. One, if you're a professional and you're interested, or two, down at the bottom, right in the middle of the page, actually, what project do you need help with? Type it in. So
we want to be the best in the world for consumers getting your project done, and we want to be the marketing partner, for professionals, especially great professionals, the best ones, to help them grow.
Okay. So as we wrap up the last 2 minutes, love what you guys have done, love what you're doing. What's next? What's next for Porch?
Well, there's a number of things, and I'm not going to share all of them. But this is going to be a very, very fun year. By far, actually, this first quarter in 2016 has been our most exciting quarter that we've had as a company.
Nice.
And it's teed us up for some really big things in 2016. So you'll see a number of big, cool announcements, new partnerships, new product features. Something that we've teased, I can talk a little more about, is we had acquired a company about 6 months ago called Fountain. And we've rebranded it and brought it over, and it's called Ask Porch. And we're in the process of bringing that into the Porch.com experience. It's not there today, but consumers can go and they can download the Ask Porch app or find it online, and it's part of the broad solution that we're building. Where if a homeowner has a project they want to get done, sometimes they want a professional to come to their home, but other times we're finding that consumers want to try to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Right? If you're
so say I'm just trying to fix my sink at
Exactly
home,
right.
and I'm like, well, I got the parts at Lowe's.
Yep.
I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to do.
Yep. And so what this solution does, what Ask Porch does, is we have a network of experts, all around the country that you can connect right now, and within a minute or three, you're going to be chatting, with those professionals. If you want to, you can connect over video, and so you can actually show them your problem. Yeah. And they'll be writing on it, and they'll walk you through exactly how to solve it yourself. And again, that's totally free for the consumer.
Wow.
And so with Ask Porch, you can try to get projects done yourself. With Porch, you can be able to get projects done with professionals. And we're bringing that together to make sure that we really are the best in the world at helping you get a project done.
Well, we'll be back with Porch because we're gonna close this up after the break. But that's phenomenal information. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to take another break, unfortunately, and we actually have to let Matt go. He has to go run a company or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
More Seattle Real Estate Radio coming up here on Business Radio 1300 KKOL.